Hey everybody, welcome back. Ooh, a new save file header. Don't mind if I do. Northernlion plays by advice AFTERBIRTH Plus. You know what? Eden has not done Cathedral Path yet. We'll have many opportunities. All I'm gonna tell you, two of clubs, death. All I'm gonna tell you is if you're like, oh, when is NL gonna do greed mode? Oh my god, we have 6.17 damage. Terrible rate of fire, but oh my god, this is... the damage at least is incredible for an early start. What I'm gonna tell you is just, you know, sit back, relax, let yourself go. Don't sweat what you heard or act like you know. Yes, yes, y'all. Who got the vibe? It's the tribe, y'all. Worldwide, y'all. Inside, outside, come around. Who's that? Brown. Some may I say, call me Charlie. The herb is the word, and the beat's like Bob Marley. Layback on the playback. Okay, you know, like, we can just... that's scenario, A Tribe Called Quest. I don't want to be, infringing on any intellectual properties. But what I was gonna say is, we're gonna do greed mode. We're gonna do... well, we're not gonna do greed. We're gonna do greedier, because apparently it does supersede it now, which is ideal. So you don't need to do greed and greedier with every character. We're gonna do challenges. We're gonna do everything. It might not happen. Like, you might be like, mix it up. Do greed mode first. Do this first. And then slot some of this in for variety. We're gonna do it the way we do it, okay? It might mean you go 20 minutes longer without dinner, but guess what? You're gonna get 2 dinners at once instead of 1 dinner. Now, that's not really how, like, human metabolism and thermodynamics really works, but still, you're gonna get it all, eventually. You gotta take a long view approach to it, like, 0 bombs. I was kinda, you know, banking on these bombs to show up to give me a chance to get the... I don't know. If we got, like, 3 bombs, we could get up to 12. Instead, we're gonna get to 4. We might as well, you know, it could make a difference. So we'll do this last room down here. We didn't know how many rooms there were. There could have been 2 or 3. The stars. Okay, so we'll clubs. It allows us to get a tinted rock. Hopefully we get HP so we can do something with IV bag, and I actually will. Like, this is the perfect place to be. I will guarantee you we will not lose this run. You know why? Because we had such a terrible run last time that I will do everything in my power to avoid having a run with that level of mediocrity again. So this is the ideal opportunity, like, to watch an Isaac episode. Statistically speaking, I will probably play better on this episode than on, like, an average episode by a factor of 2. Now, I don't have the statistics to back that up, so I probably, you know, it's a little irresponsible to say statistically speaking, but you get the idea. Dude, what's up with this, you know, petrified poop gave us 2 payouts? Not mad, I'm just a little disappointed. No keys, it's okay. And we'll use the stars on the next floor to save us a key regardless. Really want HP. This all comes together if we get HP or an HP analog from this boss. And what I mean by that is like, you know, we get IV bag, we can get a blood bank out of that, maybe transition that into even more advantages. HP? Not an HP or HP analog. I think... check this out, okay? We're gonna Hermit. And then blow this guy up. Now we have an arcade chance. We also could buy a 7-cent item, but I don't really want to lose half a Spirit Heart to make that happen, so I'm just gonna abstain for now and caffeinate a little bit. To be fair, we can't really play a blood bank. Well, we can, but it would be at great personal cost. Dude, I will take a little Monstro. But we do have a blood bank now. Ooh, you know what? I'm just, if there's one, and I know you can mod it out, but that's not, I don't want to mod it out, because that's work for me, it's work for the modder, and it makes it look like I'm going on to easy mode, which I don't want to look like. So just, please purge the curse of I can't see where I'm going. I hate it. It just leads to me wasting time. Doesn't really inhibit the quality of the run, except, you know, maybe I'll step on spikes or something like that on occasion, but like, it's so bad, I would rather have Curse of the Blind, even though Curse of the Blind can be extremely deleterious. It's just not annoying. You know, like, when Curse of the Blind shows up and you pick up an item and the item ends up compromising your run, you go, okay, I could have not picked up that item. When you get Curse of the I can't see where I'm going and it takes you 4 minutes to get through the second floor because, you know, you can't keep a mental map. Sure, maybe it's on the personal level. They could have done a better job about it, but simultaneously, it's like... Just kind of annoying. I think... And I'm not shy about this at this point. I think I mean, Rebirth possibly goes down as my favorite game of all time. And I'm not being facetious in the slightest. You guys know, especially if you watched Roundtable, I'm a mechanics-driven individual. Story can be important in a game, but most video game stories don't resonate with me. Because the ones that... I mean, it's a little insulting, and it's not meant to be like... The one, I'll say this is, like, there's an exception to every rule. God of War is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking more like the Shadow of Mordor sort of stuff. Like, 90%, well, probably actually like 2%, but the ones I'm thinking of. 90% of the games I'm thinking of that are like, oh, the story made me cry. It's always like, I'm a big old strong dude, and then an evil dude came and killed my wife. I gotta go kill him in revenge, you know? Revenge plots are all over the place. Can I just say, in the interest of being positive, I saw a tweet the other day and it made me so happy, and I'll try to explain it to you. The tweet was like, you know, don't you like it when video games are like, oh, you shot all those people, don't you feel good now? And they're like, you know, hold on, I don't know if I can find it because it's one of those tweets where I don't even remember like what the search terms would be, but I have railed against what people considered like a paragon of video game storytelling, Spec Ops: The Line, for like 6 years. I liked the game decently enough. I picked it up for half off in a Steam sale, so it's not like I was an enormous supporter or anything, but I did buy the game myself. I played it through. And then what that game does, and I'm not gonna, I mean, I am gonna spoil it. You should have played it by now. The moratorium on video game spoilers has got to be under 6 years, especially when there's no, like, revelation, like, well, actually, you know, you're the zombies. The moratorium on it, or sorry, the general gist of what I got out of the story, at least, is like, hey, you like the violence, don't you? Like, who says that, you know, these are bad people? Just because the game told you to kill them, you know, you killed them. You had no other, you know, you didn't even bat an eyelash. Aren't you a monster? And I'm like, no. You gave me a gun, and then we're like, the only way to proceed was to kill them. I think there is maybe one scene, but I actually don't even know if this is true. There's one pivotal scene where you might be able to non-violently do things, but every other part is like, they're opening fire, get behind cover, oh, you died, you know, restart. And in the game, I always felt like it was a little disingenuous, that it had the audacity to be like, you never even gave it a second thought when you started opening fire. You're like, no, of course not, because there's like a little spot in the HUD that is your gun, and then the enemies have like little pips above their head that's like, shoot them here to kill them, and then that's the only way to progress the story. And that was the gist of the tweet. It was the first tweet in my entire life where I wanted to reply with clapping emojis, like, say it louder for the people in the back. It's not honest storytelling. Hotline Miami does the same thing, but I love that game. Not so much for the narrative, but more for the mechanics, again, but Hotline Miami is like, you know, you're a monster. You didn't even question why you were killing these people. And I'm like, yeah, but it was really fun. Spec Ops: The Line, there's a pet theory about Spec Ops: The Line. And I'm not hating on this game, at least it tried something new. Okay, it was in an era of generic third-person shooters, and it was like, we're gonna try to be a little different. And I respect that, I really do. But Spec Ops: The Line was like a by-the-numbers third-person shooter. And then the gameplay was boring, in my opinion. And most people seem to agree even if they like the game. But there's like a little pet theory that makes me so mad. It's like Snyder Cut levels. But they're like, well, they deliberately made it boring to highlight the narrative. Okay, well, you know, I'll be seeing you then. If you love that game, more power to you. I'm glad that you've gotten some joy out of it. I mean it sincerely. It's not like I can't shake a stick without people going, oh, Spec Ops: The Line is the greatest game of all time. It's just, it's more well-respected than I respect it, which is totally fine. But I was happy to see someone be like, finally, echo my sentiment and also get like 1,000 retweets. You never thought for a second about whether or not to kill those poor people. Then it turns out those poor people weren't even your enemies. They were your... You told me to shoot them. If you had just not told me to shoot them, I wouldn't have shot them. There's no meditation. The only language you've given me to progress in the game is a gun. It's like if you were in a Mario game and you know, you gotta step on Bowser's head 3 times. And then at the end, Peach was like, "You monster." Yes, the only way to proceed in Mario is to kill Bowser, and we programmed it that way and designed it very deliberately to do that, but you never even questioned whether, you know, Bowser was the real victim here. The sun. So this run's okay. Damage is good. Rate of fire is real good. Just looking for some real HP. I mean, we did trade it away for better advantages earlier, but looking for some real HP. That way we can use IV bag. We're on Caves 1, right? So we're a little bit behind schedule, but not enough to be perturbed at all. And dude, anytime you fight Mega Fatty on a tiny room and don't even come close to taking damage, sign me up. There's some HP. And a deal with the devil that won't take our HP away from us. I think I'd rather have IV bag. IV bag's just a little bit more interesting. By the way, and I probably talked about this ad friggin' nauseum lately. You're like, shut up. Fair. Unfortunately, like, my whole Isaac thing is built around not shutting up, so sometimes you just got to accept that in order to lubricate the conversational gears, your boy's gonna have to retread some old ground from time to time. If you prefer the story in video games to mechanics, or you consider them equal, that's fine. I'm just going to bat for the mechanics, people, because, to be honest with you, sorry, Gimpy, you're also very useful. You know, I think you're useful enough to take, for the future at least. The mechanics people get unfairly maligned sometimes as not appreciating art. You know, if you're like, oh, I love, like, the Zachtronics games, I love them. They're kind of a niche thing, for sure. But, you know, if you're ever like, oh, I preferred Shenzhen IO to Hollow Knight, for example, people were like, oh, what's it like to have no, like, childhood joy inside of you? And, like, that's not really the case. It's more like, you know, what's it like to think that you're smarter than another person because of your preferences in media? I'm just going to bat for all my mechanics people. All the people out there that, you know, the opening cutscene of a game, they feel guilty because they want to skip it, so they don't skip it. But later on, they're like, I didn't need to know this. Let's have a toast for the mechanics-driven people out there, okay? Games need both, okay? I found pills. It's so hard being a gamer. Nobody takes my opinion seriously, man. Oh, dude, absolutely, Monstro's Lung. We had a pretty okay rate of fire, so I just basically assume if our rate of fire is good before picking up Monstro's Lung, it's going to be good relative to Monstro's Lung after we pick it up. Seems right to me. So this seems like a complete, plausible boss rush sort of situation here. I will try to get an extra deal with the devil chance. Oh my word. This doesn't happen that often. And again, okay, 2 things. You put me in charge of Nicholas for a day, what happens? Your quality of life is going to go up 5% when you play this game. Sincerely. What's going to happen? Remove the curse that lets you not see the map. Remove retrovision. And crawl spaces get a buff. Crawl spaces become good. Not necessarily guaranteed black markets, but maybe crank up the black market chance a little bit. And then you can never get a 3-cent crawl space. Minimum payout on a crawl space is like a dime. Or, what if they just gave you... What if they always gave you an item? You've been to the chest. Not all items are good. Just because you get an item, sometimes you're like, oh, an item. Camo undies. Camo one days. Sorry, that's Going Hungry. Or sorry, Hunger Strike by Temple of the Dog. You know what I don't like? When bands name songs things that are not the words that are repeated the most often in the song. I get it, there's a level of art there. But here's the thing. I'm so fancy, you already know. It's not like Iggy Azalea, oh, I'm gonna call this song, you know, Gucci. It's called Fancy. You know why? Because she says fancy all the friggin' time. When Psy says, Oppan Gangnam Style, the song's not called like, you know, Bundong Budejige. It's called Gangnam Style. So you can remember it. You never have to be like, oh, what's the name of that song again? I'll give you a pass if you're 5 for fighting, and you make a song. It's called Superman, It's Not Easy. You know, it's not easy to be me. Fair enough. But it's just when... And a lot of indie bands that I listen to are, like, bad for this, for sure. Some of them are good, though. You know who's a great band? On the indie scene for naming songs what they should be named, most logically? Wolf Parade. The song's called... I'll Believe in Anything. What do they say? I'll believe in anything. About 70 times. And it bangs. You know what band is terrible for it? Godspeed You Black Emperor. Well, this song should be called Whittly 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 Woo. But it's always called like, you know, lift your skinny fists like antennas to heaven or something like that. Oh, it's an LP, NL. You're a fake Godspeed fan. You get the idea. I just feel like you're trying too hard when you're like, okay, in the song Hunger Strike, Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell say, going hungry, about 1,000 times. And what's the song called? Hunger Strike. It's like a trick question. It's designed for you to get it wrong. Which is weird, because, you know, Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun, what's the song called? Black Hole Sun. Jeremy's, but what's the song called? Freaking Jeremy. Even Flow. What's the song called? Even Flow. Can't find a better man. What's the song called? Better Man. Spoon Man. What's the song called? Spoon Man. Going hungry. What's the song called? Friggin' Hunger Strike. Why? Well, we can't name... They're British now, by the way. Can't name the song after the chorus. It's too pedestrian, Christopher. That's Edward Vedder, the third. Gotta name it something different. Something with imagination. Which is still inextricably linked to the original words of the song. By the way, they're from New Zealand now. What if we call it lunchtime? Christopher! You can be hungry at multiple points of the day. I've mentioned it many times in the past. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this run, but with this line of conversation. What I will say, I'm very happy with the damage that we're doing here. I told you, like, we're set. Look at this. This is a, like, galaxy brain level move. Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean it wasn't the right play, you know? Did you guys know, I only found this out, and yes, I found it out on Reddit, okay? Just because it was found out from Reddit does not invalidate it. That's like the Wikipedia hypothesis. I've learned more on Wikipedia than any other website or resource in my entire life. Yes, you can vandalize it and put incorrect information. Very, very few people are going to Wikipedia and being like, well, I'm gonna slightly change, you know, the meaning of this. They're always like, hey, he's got a big butthole, you know? The vandalism is usually obvious and malicious. You know what? Let's go with that. I think we've had Libra on this save file. What was I gonna say? Oh! So yeah, I found it on Reddit. Just because I found it on Reddit doesn't mean it's invalid information. Did you know, I had always been of the opinion that, you know, the Netflix versus Blockbuster thing was like, Netflix was like, oh, Mr. Blockbuster, would you like to buy our company for $3? And Blockbuster went, ha ha ha, the internet, that'll never take off. That's the lie that I think I've been fed or chose to believe because it made a major corporation failing seem like their own fault instead of just, you know, emblematic of the unpredictable nature of an industry when technology can come in and disrupt it. What I heard, and again, I should check this, because now that I'm double checking it for plausibility in my head, it seems implausible, but it might be true. I should have fact-checked it before I brought it up, but I don't always know what I'm going to bring up during an Isaac episode, okay? Blockbuster actually did partner with a streaming service to try to make streaming movies happen in the early 2000s. But do you know who they partnered with? The answer may surprise you. Enron. That's right. The accounting energy... It's a business place. It's one of those business places that does businessy things. And then, you know, Enron famously basically committed massive fraud and then went out of business. Their stock price dropped like 99% overnight or something like that. You get the idea. You want to talk about a cursed company. I think that's when you decide, like, you know, some, like, Wiccan spirit put a hex on you or something like that. You're just like, oh yeah. So you actually got into the industry at the right time. You partnered with a company that seemed like they had it all on the up and up, and oops! Oops, all debits! That's an accounting joke. You wouldn't get it. I wouldn't get it either, but sometimes when I talk to my accountant, he says stuff like that, and I go, okay, whatever, dude. I'll keep handing you checks if you keep telling me how to not accidentally either go to jail or give all of my money to the government. That's, as far as I see it, that's your duty. I'm sure there's more extreme and, like, what am I trying to think here? Procedures and standard operating practices, laws to follow, and I mean, you went to school for 18 years to become an accountant, that's cool, but from the layperson's perspective, tell me how much I'm supposed to pay and I'll pay it, and we're good. This run should be fine. It's very needy, by the way, but like the one thing I would love to add on this run right now is like parasitoid tears. I stopped short of saying guppy because I think that that's like, you know, way too needy. But like, I don't, I just feel like it's not fair that only my tears are what's doing damage. I wish I could like, you know, exploit the labor of the spider force or the fly force to, you know, just help me extract a little bit more value from this situation. No, I won't go on Chapo. Because I don't respect podcasts, alright? I've told you many times. I would consider going on Joe Rogan. just to see what it's like, you know? I don't feel like I would be a good guest on Joe Rogan. I feel like I'd be mad at Joe Rogan. A lot. I'd be like, dude, what are you talking? You're too high, Joe. The things you're saying don't make any sense. Anyway, we don't need to go down that road. That was last week in the simulation. No. We're not gonna die here. We might take some damage. Dark Bum would also be like an appropriate thing to get here. We definitely, like, we don't need anything. Will we fight Hush on this run? Possibly. I would say probably. It will depend on how our HP looks. I would love to up our rate of fire. It's good, and so is our damage, but still love to up it just a little. And we also, if we could get some engine for rage... Oh, I was like... I got scared. That enemy makes a terrible sound, and then I was like, oh, it's just Duke of Flies. How's it going, buddy? Haven't seen you since high school. See, he's exploiting the spider force, or the fly force. But yet it's immoral when I do it. Just telling you. One, let's do it, okay? I'm gonna prove that I have clairvoyance. I'm gonna tell you what item I'm going to get. I am going to get Mom's Perfume. I can feel it. Mom's Perfume is going to be the item here. Prepare yourself. When it comes true, all I'm saying, hail Paimon, okay? And if you got that, good for you. You're a scholar. Undefined. Undefined has appeared in the basement. Like I said, Mom's Perfume. Wow, hail Paimon. Oh, a little tinted rock. Didn't notice. Get another little rock that is tinted northern. Yeah, forget quilted northern. Let's talk about tinted northern. I want your HP. I don't want to spend the time to get it, but I want your HP, so I should be mature and just be like, sure, hook me up, buttercup baby. Look at that. Now, and another tinted northern. We can up our damage. As long as we get red hearts, we basically get at least 1 damage upgrade per floor. Now, it's not cumulative, but... I mean, it's cumulative within the floor, but you get the idea. Like, you understand what I'm saying. I'm just being overly stupid about the way that I say it. So, we have a 33% deal with the devil chance. Optically, we may not want to take deals with the devil. If we have deals with the devil that are moderately good but not necessarily incredible, highly plausible we want to keep our ability to actually invoke rage instead of going for like modest statistical benefits, especially when we have no transformations at the ready. Lots of spirit hearts as well. So this run's great. And you know, I think it's possible that if this had been my first run of the day, I wouldn't have appreciated it properly. You know, I would have been like, oh, it's fine, but it's not that good. But because of the fact that we, ooh, I love it. Because of the fact that we, started today with a run that was not necessarily abysmal, but pretty bad. I have a lot more appreciation for this one right now. I feel a lot better about it. We do need keys if we're going to do the Hush Fight. The Hush Fight may not be plausible based on our timing here, but we'll see. That's why I'm avoiding the mob trap room, unless we find a compelling reason to go in there. So, you know what would be actually very good for us is a sun card. I'm not going to up my damage yet. I'm going to up my damage on the next floor with this. Unless we get more HP that falls. Ah, it could be worse. You got to take the good with the bad. I actually think that Flatworm, by the way, is pretty good here. Go ahead. You know, the more shots we can hit with, the merrier. Dude, we're going to be able to buy a lot on the Hush Fight as well. Or, alternatively, we might be able to use this run as a good opportunity to donate a bunch of money. Could get one more rage upgrade, but at this point, we got to be, like, right next to the boss. Yeah, it feels good. And, I mean, just in general, like, I kind of feel like I've been playing pretty well on the new save file. There have been some runs that have gone off the rails, and I mean, it's a little bit of a, it's too short of a time scale to really judge our gameplay. Did you just crap out like an unformed enemy? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Or did I kill it maybe accidentally, or send it into the goo phase right as it was created? I do not know. But yeah, I feel like we've had a good head on our shoulders here. Dude, absolutely we'll take Placenta. Alright, we gotta be a little quicker on the draw here. No questions. If we want to make it to the Hush Fight. I don't relish the Hush Fight on this opportunity. Like, our damage is pretty good. But we would also, you know, very much like to... I mean, we have a 67% chance of a deal with the devil here. If we could get, I don't know, like another HP upgrade, that's unlikely without going to that blood bank, which we don't really want to do. Like, we don't want to spend time buffing ourselves on this floor because it's time. This time may well be valuable in making it to the Hush Fight. So I don't know if I want to take a deal with the devil. Unless the deal with the devil... It's got to be like an 8 out of 10. Like, we got high standards right now. A 6 out of 10 deal with the devil, most circumstances, I'm in. You know, if you want to give me a... Like, I think Dark Matter. That's a pretty good example of a 6 out of 10 deal with the devil item. Cost isn't too high. Effect is good, but not transformative. You know, if you have the HP, you're always going to be happy to take it. I think we should play this Judgment, if we have the time. Oh, that's so bad. I was really hoping it was a regular Judgment so we could get HP out of it. I don't really want to give you my red hearts right now, because I want to... Here's the thing, you know, life is short. We can maybe get 2 extra minutes of free time by buffing ourselves in advance of the Hush fight to the maximum damage we can get to. And it's not that, like, 2 minutes of free time is the be-all, end-all. It's more like I'm sacrificing 2 minutes of the Hush fight, which I have done 1,000 times to get there. So, I'm making a decision, not for Northernlion, the Isaac player, but for Northernlion, the human being, to save his sanity by making this Hush fight as short as possible. It's one of the few parts of this game that, from time to time, can feel like a chore. So we should use this once and then get the half-heart interval. That's just sensible, I think. Help me get away from myself. Good, good, good. It's like if we land 3 shots. Nope, maybe 4 shots. Should get into our final phase here. Final phase is easy as long as we're dodging beams. Lovely. Help me. Okay. We don't know what they are. As a result, we're not taking them. Hush fight. Here we go. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Should be fine. And we have so much money. School bag has appeared in the basement. Do we want Steam sale? Sure. I think it will probably come out as a wash for us, but like... Why not, I guess. And dude, with Gimpy, that turned out so well. Okay, so we'll donate a bunch. Okay, we'll donate 2 cents, which is the maximum amount we were able to, and I'm going to choose not to be ignored by that. Or not to be annoyed by that, I should say. Obsessed Fan and Holy Water. It's a really tough choice between 2 not-so-great items, and we'll also take Varicose Veins, which actually, with IV Bag, seems good. Although, not necessarily good for us, because it's not like we're going to be using IV Bag probably on the boss fight specifically, you know? I do want to get to maximum. I don't know if that's maximum yet, but it's got to be close. We will take that. All right, let's go to town. It would be so much better to be at a half-heart interval, but I screwed that up. That's on me, really. So it's our 30th Hush fight in 29 videos. It's okay, we're getting used to it. You know, we're in the Crucible. I admire the Crucible. What do I mean by the Crucible? I mean, it's hard, I guess. It's not that hard because it's a video game, but... You know, it's a container which is focused on one thing that you can't escape from. It's difficult, but also you make great progress. You know what's a Crucible? Enlisting in the military. And I'm not recruiting for the US Army. I'm just saying, basic training probably sucks really bad. Josh went through it. He did okay. But I know a lot of people, like, you know, try to run away from the Army, basically. But, you know, if you enter basic training a little doughy, you're gonna leave it shredded. That's the Crucible. You eat what they serve you, you do what they tell you, and all of a sudden, you know, 10 weeks later, you got abs. I'm not saying I want to live my life that way. If I did, I would, I guess, enlist. Instead, I'm very happy to not live in the Crucible. But I'm creating a Crucible of my own creation here with Hush. If we do Hush on every run, we're gonna get a lot better at fighting Hush. And then we're gonna not fight Hush very often when we no longer have the obligation. And that's gonna be way better. But we will have the knowledge that at least we did it before. Oh, dude, we can get the permanent Polaroid invincibility. I 100% think it's worth doing. Because the invincibility is worth a lot. We're not getting any more bonus out of the damage. Here we go. Here we go. I want to get in there. I don't really want to get the HP, because I don't... The only thing that we benefit from for getting that HP right now is that we can use IV Bag and get, like, a Varicose Veins charge and a little invincibility out of it. Which is worth something, but not much, I think. I'm going cross-side here, dude. We can also use it to get out of a jam, I guess. Like, whenever we think we're gonna take damage, just pop it. But at some point, I'm just hoping, like, maybe we could do some damage to Hush. The most annoying of all the enemies. Please get crapped on. Red heart, please. Red heart, please. We're in a weird in-between phase. Picked up too many red hearts. Will we fight Delirium on this run? Probably not. I really, unless you're on a truly special run, I feel like Hush and Delirium are... Oh, that's really bad. Hush and Delirium are almost, like, mutually exclusive. Oh, my lord. Like, you lose, especially because we've already done boss rush, you lose a lot in the process. Like I said, we're in the Crucible. We're doing a lot better than we'd normally do. Please just pop up. Takes me 25 minutes to get a charge. Oh! Did we get Gimpy? You Gimpied us. He's so good. Alright, we should have left so many red hearts on the field that we would have, like, no risk to take damage. I swear to you, I hit this guy once and he's like, I'm out. Oh, thank God. We're safe for that first barrage. Looks like we're safe for the second barrage. Third barrage has got me a little frightened. Oh, we look safe. Please, don't disappear. Oh, we got him with Varicose. Eden's Blessing has appeared in the basement. Great choice. Really appreciate it. We'll be heading up to the cathedral and hoping not to die. Ugh. That's a post-Isaac stretch, because this is post-Isaac now. Both in terms of the meta of the series, but also in terms of, like, you know, we did the hardest part. Don't even talk to me about that telefrag. My boy spawned right on top of me. What am I supposed to do? Okay, well, we're never going back that way. Bend down one time. Bend down 2 times. Ooh, never going back again. Thank you. All we needed was this half heart. Now we can start to, you know, entertain the chance of a chest victory, which would be good. I mean, we're going to play as Eden as like 100 times. It doesn't really matter if we tick off the post-it note, but, you know, I feel that implicit drive to just, you know, get the win to begin with. Love it. And you know what? It's a good reminder. The Sun card is not just mapping. We'll use this to get us back to full HP if we need to get back to full HP. Hopefully on the chest. Now, I never remember the way the bulbs work with items that don't take a charge. They might both do nothing, or either Illuminated or Dim Bulb might give us an all stats upgrade because this charge, like, I don't know, is the item never charged or always charged? Semantically, I would say it's always charged, but, you know, the game might disagree. Look at that, all stats up. Okay. No. Dude, I think the knockback might have saved us there. You don't hear me say that too much. Now, I am a fool and still chose to take damage, I guess. Gimpy, it cost us mightily, and yet, very happy to see that it's, and it, combined with Placenta especially, is doing us a great service, the likes of which I never would have thought I would see. I guess we do have 2.71 luck. We've had some dubious Gimpy runs, and we've had some runs where it saved us. I do think it's an item I probably overrate. Okay, feeling pretty good. There's no way we lose against Isaac. And I mean that, like, it seems cocky, but at this point, you know, I try not to be, like, genuinely braggadocious unless there's literally no chance that something goes wrong. And here there is, I would describe it as literally no chance. There's probably like an under 0.1% chance. Our damage is so good, but it's really the sun card that allows us to more or less almost die twice before we're actually dead. Alright. So far, so good. That should be an unlock as well, I think. Dude, Eden has some killer unlocks. Mega Satan exists now. That's wild. Hear me out. I think we should take Strange Attractor. And I already did, so. I think we should take it so that I never have to take it again. It is bad on this run. There's nothing good about it, as far as I can tell. Oh my god. That, he took a U-turn right as he was about to hit me. Blessed. But I think if we can knock out this unlock, this is one that I think my brain can remember and be like, you know, we don't need to take that again unless it actually benefits us. Also doing really well on the rage unlocks here. He was jumping as we walked through the door. Tyrone, I'm going to need you to take a look at that one. I don't think he should be able to jump before we enter the room. It's not like well, I guess we can charge a shot before we enter the room. That probably seems pretty unfair from the enemy perspective. But the game's not about fairness, alright? It's about player enjoyment. I gave you my 15 bucks. Now, give me wins. I love it. Gimpy is giving us red hearts. It's giving us spirit hearts. It's letting us use IV bag, which gives you another chance at him. It's also giving us damage. Now I'm gonna go ahead and guess we are like almost certainly going the wrong way now. Like a Sublime song. Gotta peep that. This is the first time, I mean, it's only the second time we've been on the chest on this save file, but it's the first time on this save file we've been on the chest and really feel like we're cruising. I love it. Look at that. Okay, grab this, grab that, and we're good. 21.82 damage. I'll take it. It's gonna be fun. Our range is gonna be pretty bad, but the speed at which we're gonna charge Monstro's Lung is gonna be so good. Yeah, it's like mathematically, I don't think this can be the right way. Geometrically, geographically, orthogonally, etc., etc. I don't think there's any chance that that's the right path. Tyrone, I came in on the right, and yet I started this room on the southern portion. Can I tighten up the graphics on level 3, please? I'm not worried about rage anymore. Like, despite all my rage, I'm confident we will succeed. As long as we keep the sun card, we basically cannot die. And I gotta say, you know, first off, great run. You know, thanks for the seed, giving me good luck to begin with. But on top of that, thank you, Placenta. An item that previously I've thought to myself, and out loud as well, that Placenta might not be worth taking because of the fact that it squanders some permanent Polaroid invincibility. I was a fool. Can you ever forgive me? It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. I'm also gonna say, man, it's been some long Isaac runs to start the day off here. Usually, the Isaac runs are like my appetizer. I wake up in the morning. Don't believe what I saw. 100 million streaks squandered on the shoal. And then after I finish this, I get onto some games that I'm a little worse at, require a little bit more active thought from me, like Slay the Spire, Darkest Dungeon, etc., etc. Maybe my stream starts, etc., etc., etc. You get all the ideas here. Take me away. But dude, today's runs were main courses. Mysterious papers appeared in the basement. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!